Hey y'all, this afternoon, this is your buddy George Jones over here at Bergen Gun Range with my next video on shooting muzzleloaders and drinking windshield washer fluid. That's good. Get the old throat cleaned out. So, basically this is muzzleloader tips, you know. If you hunt with a muzzleloader, you got a muzzleloading season in your state, you go out and like to shoot muzzleloaders for recreation, or you like to hunt with them, this is a few tips on how to go about that. This is a Traditions, I don't know what they call this, but it's like a 28-inch barrel, 50 caliber, fully rifled, half stock muzzleloading rifle I bought from Cabela's a couple of years ago. Got a little snobble out here on the end of the wood. Good buckhorn sights on it. You know, you can actually adjust this a little bit for drift. You know, traditional gun, but a little bit modernized. Steel furniture on it as opposed to, you know, brass and showy stuff. It's got a straight butt plate on it, Monte Carlo stock, high comb stock, or a little scant high comb. It's been a really good rifle over the years. I've killed several deer with it, 3 I think, and we're going to shoot it a little bit, and we're going to talk about how to go about shooting it. That's the cat box not open. Here's a cute little powder measure I picked up at a flea market. It's made this way. It's got a little funnel on it, so you can fill it up to the measure and put the funnel down in the barrel and just tilt it over there. It's pretty cool. Get my accoutrements out here. This gun shoots musket caps. I converted this gun to use musket caps. It had a number 11 nipple on it. I took that nipple out and put a musket cap nipple in it. That's a great advantage because musket caps light really good. Another thing I do is I make these up. These are pre-measured powder drops. This one is 60 grains. You get a whole bottle full of them here. You get you an old piece of ramrod material and use it for a mandrel. Roll you up a tube, crimp the bottom of it in, and hot glue gun it, and then you can seal it up to where it doesn't leak, fold the top of it over, you know, and you've got a nice dry container to take your rounds out to the field with. Also got these crazy boxes I get at the Army Navy store. They got a rubber gasket in them. I've got some 70s. I typically shoot the 70s out of the 54 for recreation, but I load this guy all the way up to about 80 grains when I'm hunting. But for just general recreation, you know, a 60 grains is plenty. Made these little bullet bags. What you did is get some suede material, cut it out into squares, fold it over, stitch it together, poke you some holes in the top. When you stitch it together, then you turn it inside out so the seam ain't showing, and then you can poke some holes in the top of it, put your string in there, and draw it up like a traditional like a traditional bullet bag would be. And this is definitely a traditional bullet bag. You know, the thing about muzzle loading is you can make a lot of this stuff yourself. You know, like this range rod. This range rod's an old aluminum shotgun cleaning rod, and I just segmented it together permanently by gluing the segments together with JB weld. Put me a 9mm case on the end of it, you know, so you got a brass tip. The rod is aluminum, so it's non-sparking. I took an old ball starter and made me a head to go on it, and now I've got a permanent fixed range rod. When you're not using the gun, you just stick it down the barrel of the gun. You know, that way it's always there when you need it. The ramrods that come with guns are pretty chintzy. I've seen them hollow plastic tubes. What you want is like one of these Thompson Center Ryanite ones. They don't warp, they don't bend. You know, they're pretty solid. You know, they're made out of carbon-filled nylon. You know, out in the field, they're the perfect rod to have. And you can carry it on board. I always cut my ramrod to where it's just a little bit longer than the barrel. You know, that way you've got a little bit sticking out of there. All right. Get me some clean t-shirt material, which will become ridiculously obvious in a minute. Okay, to get the gun started, after it's been stored for a long time, what I'll do is, I'll take and cap it. Just cap it. Always check it and make sure that you didn't leave it loaded. Okay? And I didn't leave it loaded. Okay? Now, next step is cap your gun. This clears all the dust and so forth out of the gun. Oof, that's a good pop right there. That was pretty loud. Like I say, these guys are loud. Now, the next thing to do is to check and see if your gun will actually fire. How you do that? Well, I'll tell you how. You get your pistol powder measure out here, and you put some raw powder down that barrel. That's probably not smart to do it that way. Just put you some raw powder down the barrel, about 20 grains probably. Okay? Okay? Now, I like these because they're self-sealing. You don't have to worry about putting the cap back on the can before you shoot the gun. Put you another cap on it. Fully cock it. Point it down range. And see if you can get a big puff of smoke out of the end of it. There you go. That gun will shoot. Now. Now we can load that gun. Okay. Now. What's next? Well, you can lubricate your patches with beeswax. I go Shaka Cola can. Pick these up at reenactments. They're full of dark chocolate wedges. They've got caffeine in them. Don't eat too many of them. I go with a good old traditional spit patch. .490 ball. Okay. Almost 1/2 inch in diameter. Get me a powder charge, pre-made powder charge. Got a little bit of masking tape on there to hold it, tear it loose. Okay. There's your pre-made powder charge. Run that guy down the barrel. Do not ever run powder out of a can into the barrel of a gun. Bump your buttstock on the ground. Get all your powder down in there. Got this little patch knife in here so I don't have to look for a patch all the time. Cute little knife. I made it out of a knife blank from this company. Okay. All right, now spit patch. There you go. Put your patch over the end of there. Put your ball in there. Get your ball started. With your ball starter. He said ball. Okay. Take your patch knife, cut your excess off. Don't worry if it's ragged, because it's going to blow that patch off there when it comes out of the end of the barrel. And it's not going to have a whole lot of effect on it other than to insulate the lead ball from the... Okay. Now, it's your range rod, homemade range rod, and just run her on down in there. Yep, there it goes. And it's got to go all the way. Make sure you hit a rusty spot down there, and it's hard to get in. So take your rod and measure it against your bore. Make sure you got it in there if you're in doubt. Yeah, it looks like I do. Okay. But tamper in there anyway. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. As a rule, no matter how much preparation you do to the bore, how much cleaning you do, that guy's gonna rust a little bit. I'll make it hard to put that ball in there. All right. Now, I'm satisfied that it's Gladden. It's loaded. Get all the stuff out here, caps and so forth that might be flammable, get them out of the way. I got a shoot and see up down there at 25 yards. And I'm gonna cap my gun and make a big smoke screen, and when it clears, I'll see if I hit anything with it. Now, people shoot all kinds of fancy ass bullets when they're shooting muzzleloaders. I shoot .490 round balls for about everything, including active hunting. I look at it like this. Daniel Boone died of old age, not starvation. And that's all he had. He didn't even have a bullet mold. He had to sit out there and peck on them and make them the right shape. Oh, in the summertime when you're shooting this cap lock, it's helpful to have something over your arm because it kind of snaps. bullseye. Bullseye. 25-yard bullseye. And it'll consistently shoot better as the day goes by. Let's try one more right quick while we're not doing nothing. Got that patch knife handy. Well, you can just cut the end off that thing. You know, right there like that. Make your patch knife nice and sharp so you can get away with stuff like this. All right, open her up here. Dump her down the barrel. Make sure it's all in there. All right. Bumper. Nice to have that rubber butt pad on there. You don't skin that old Bryson up. All right, it's your 490. Sliver patch. Stick her up on there. Put your ball in there. It's your starter. You can start her on in there a little bit. Get rid of that thing. There you go. Well, get it on there. There we go. That's another nice thing about this rod. It's a little heavier. So when you're bumping it, it does you a little bit better good. All right, now, cap your piece. It's your arm guard. When you're left-handed, it's a real issue. You know, you shoot them a lot, it's a real issue. Let's try her again. Ooh, that's turning out to be a very nice group. It's a good rifle right here too. And you know, I've seen them that they weren't worth a crap. You can buy 2 matching muzzle loaders off the rack at a big box store and get one that shoots really good. And the next one, it ain't worth a crap. You know, it ain't worth nothing. So, when you get a good one, you need to hang on to it. All right, there we go. That's 60. There we go. Run her in there. There we go. Make sure we got all the powder in there. All right. Bumper. Spit patch. I'm running out of spit. I'm running out of spit. Get your 490. Stick that in there. Starter. You don't have to start a lot, but it helps to start it to keep you from having to keep you from bending your rod. You know, that's why I try never to use the factory rod with a muzzleloader. I always try and use my home built range rod. It's getting a little tight because it's getting a little dirty. Okay. Thing about it is, it's pretty economical. I mean, I cast these round balls myself. Okay, they're pretty easy to cast. The cheaper the lead, the better. The softer the lead, the better. Flashing, you know, stuff like that. Wheel weights don't make good muzzle loading balls at all. It's a little bit too hard, you know. It's got a lot of babbitt in it, so they don't bend going down the road under centrifugal force, you know. And just good old plain soft sinker lead, what you need. Old construction lead, low lead sewer pipes, make good stuff. Outstanding. All right, kids, let's go down there and take a look at it. Let that old smoke pole cool a little bit. You walk down there and see how good a shot old Tackleberry ain't. Had my chemo treatment this morning. I start to get a little tired. That rifle, a Buckbuster. Two in the same raggedy hole on the bullseye, and one right there at 5 o'clock just off the bull. That is a Buckbuster. You put that in the deer's heart, it don't matter what you're shooting. Round ball with a spit patch, or buffalo bullet, you know, or some of them newfangled sabos. You put that in a deer's heart or a deer's neck spine, you're good. You got to see what a 490 round ball at 50 yards will do to a groundhog. He ain't gonna whistle no pigs anymore, I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, there you go. Like Jim Scouton always used to say before he passed away, shoot safely, shoot often, and keep them in the 10 ring. Like and take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me a $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, and if you don't, I'll keep right on making content for you as long as I can. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. God bless each and every one of us. And join the NRA. We got rid of Pete LaPierre. We don't have to worry about him no more. And it's a lot better organization now. Always was, but it's a lot better now. We'll see y'all.